A growing number of CEOs are pushing for a full 5 days per week in office. Yeah, I think we used to do that. And workers, they're not enthused. Joining us now with the latest, we've got Yahoo Finance's Kerry Hannon. Hey, Kerry.
Hey, Brad, great to be here. This is set up to be the workplace challenge of 2025. We're seeing, it's starting to gain traction. CEOs at Amazon and Starbucks and perhaps even the federal government are saying get back in the office 5 days a week to their office workers. And it's a little shocking to the fact that workers really have become quite enamored with the idea of working remotely, even if it's flexible, half in, a little hybrid, what have you. But what we're seeing is a recent report said 8 in 10 CEOs said that they expect their workers to be back in the office over the next 3 years. And that jumped up just recently from about 30% at the beginning of this year. So you can see the enthusiasm for getting workers back in the office is really gaining. And even to get them to come in, about the report I saw said 86% said, oh my gosh, we'll give you raises, we'll give you promotions. There's lots of carrots, but then there's the stick that Amazon and some of the others have said, yeah, if you don't want to come back, then brush off your resume, okay? On the other hand, Brad, we're seeing that workers, 8 in 10 say, hey, we really want flexible work, and about 50% said they'd skip their pay raise. This is according to a Schwab study. They'd skip their pay raise in order to be able to work flexibly. So we're seeing quite this disconnect in what's going on and what will happen in this whole sort of tension around, should I stay or should I go in kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, especially when some of these companies were virtual and were work remote type positions, especially even prior to the pandemic too. So it's really remarkable to hear about some of the changes. Which industries are more likely to have remote work options then?
Yeah, Brad, obviously, if we look at things like, digital jobs like, digital marketing, or even some financial jobs there, software development, IT, these kinds of things where you can really do mostly it's computer-based work, and it's not so dependent on having any kind of face-to-face interaction. So we're seeing some of those areas where there's going to be more. But the fact is, a recent study I saw from the big jobs board showed that these jobs available for these remote jobs, high-paying ones, are really on the rise. So I think that's something we need to at Ladders is the one who did that study. And I think it's important to take note that, as we just heard, workers, job seekers have growing confidence in the number of openings. And so we may see more people saying, okay, I will quit. And in fact, a study I saw from PayScale shows that people who work remotely are less likely to quit voluntarily than those who are forced to come back in some way. About double the number who have to work in an office are more likely to be willing to quit voluntarily. And if they're upbeat about job opportunities, we may see more. So all I'm saying, Brad, is expect more ahead of this sort of tug and pull about what we're going to see, whether people are going to go in or not.
Yeah, maybe we'll see an afternoon siesta a la Spain kind of lobbed into the negotiation table. Who knows, Kerry? Or a la Miranda Priestley from Devil Wears Prada. Who knows? Anyway, Kerry, thanks so much for taking the time. We're going to be watching this going into 2025. We know you will too.
Great to be here.